G'day vinyl lovers, Uncle Roddus back again with another video. Vinyl's still arriving thick and fast. Okay, so I had to go into the city to get my car stereo back because it's been in the shop getting repaired. All my discs locked up, couldn't get them out, and fortunately didn't break my bank, but my car has a built-in combination of my heater and air conditioning controller and my stereo out of my Subaru all in one, and I had no heating, no air conditioning, and it was rather painful going to gigs in the middle of winter with no heater. Actually had to borrow the missus' car last time just so I didn't freeze my ass off. So I got that back, and I just thought I'll pop into the record shop. I had a couple other little chores to do and just have a flick through. Wasn't expecting to pick up too much. So I got into the New Zealand bins. I went through the new arrival bins, got into the New Zealand bins. This caught my eye. John Nyland inside. Okay, the cover's really cool. I like the cover, and the artwork sort of suggested a bit of a DIY New Zealand thing. But I sort of looked at it and I see piano, bass and drums, and I'm thinking, maybe it's a jazz record. So I took it over, put it on. Oh, it is, so it is. Played nicely, the vinyl's lovely and clean. Released on L-Man Records, which I'd never heard of, although after researching this when I got home I found L-Man had released a couple of albums in New Zealand back in the 80s that I was slightly familiar with. But John, yeah, he made this beautiful, lovely jazz record, and I've been playing it over the weekend and really enjoying it. So really pleased to find that. Yeah, knew nothing about it, so took a chance on it, and yeah, scored nicely. Picked it up for a lovely price, $20, and the cover's all intact, and the vinyl's really good. Was also really pleased to find this one. Been getting a lot of compilations, New Zealand compilations. Actually got more in the post, but this was on my wants list from my Discogs. It's called Spins and Needles, a National Student Radio compilation album from 1989. Most of the bands, well no, some of the bands I was familiar with the names, like Cuban War Poets, and oh, there was another one. Well, the Prodigies, actually, from Christchurch, yeah, the Prodigies. Now, the name was very vaguely familiar from back in the 80s, and anyway, it turned out that Dave Imlay from Galaxy Records, the now defunct Galaxy Records, who have brought quite a lot of pretty cool New Zealand music off the last 2 years or 3 years, he was in the band Prodigies, and they reformed and played a gig at the Darkroom, part of the big Christmas gig I went to last year, and I was super impressed. I was really rocked out big time, and I sort of asked them who the band was. Yeah, Prodigies anyway. So there's a Prodigies track on side 2. Not quite the same as what their live stuff was when I saw them last year, but I mean we're talking 25 years later or more, 20 years later, 30 years later almost actually. So yeah, really pleased to grab this, and it didn't break the bank either. And then another compilation that just came from a local seller via Discogs, Celebrate the Sonic Arts. This is a I'm a Hit Records. I'm a Hit Records was a small label, ran back in the 80s, and this is one of a couple of compilations that they actually put out, I think. Some of the bands I was familiar with, Flesh Device, I have one of them, and Wazzo Gotti, I picked up their record recently. Spud was a band I'd heard before, and the Warners, I picked up one of their albums, their only album recently. Yeah, this has got some pretty cool stuff on it. I've only played it once so far, but I'm looking forward to getting a bit more familiar with it. But really enjoying these compilations. I mean, they're very obscure stuff. From the same seller, I picked up a couple of rather rare J-Rem releases by a sort of, yeah, a post-punk kind of alternative band from the early 80s. Yeah, 1983 on this one. This Mole Man, this was their first EP, a 6-track EP on J-Rem. These are pretty hard to find and fetch fairly big prices, but I actually got them for a reasonable price. I mean, yeah, that one, and then their other one is their their main album that they put out. I think these are the only two, and then I think there is a 7-inch single that they put out. Obituary from 19 doesn't say. Maybe September '83, so same year as the other one. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I've only had a chance to listen to them once, but they sound pretty cool. You could sort of lump them in there with the nocturnal projections that I showed a few videos back that were reissued recently. So yeah, these can sell for nearly $100, but I got it for well under this. So, and it's in pretty good nick. Coming out of Flying Out, this was a pre-order that I put in quite a while ago, and it just finally turned up last week. This is Roy Montgomery's latest record, Suffuse. This is 6 tracks that he specifically wrote for 6 ladies to sing. He wrote the music and some of the lyrics, and some of them wrote their own lyrics. Juliana Barwick is one of them. Liz Harris, I think she's a local lady. Katie von Schleichner, I can't even say that. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them, although Purple Pilgrims, I think I have a record of theirs. Yeah, this is astonishingly good. I mean, first couple of listens, I'm just blown away. Yeah, I mentioned I did see Roy last year doing a piece that he presented on his guitar, and it just was absolutely stunning. That's not on here, I don't think, that I could make out, but some of the music is similar to what he did there. Yeah, really good, awesome album. For those who don't know, Montgomery was in the Flying Nun band Pin Group, who were the very first Flying Nun record to come out in 1981. Right, something different. This has just arrived in the mail. I've just arrived home for lunch. As you can see, I'm in my work gear, and this has arrived from, don't know, US. Is that the US? That can't be right. I haven't ordered anything from the US. Postage is too dear. Right, let's see what this is. I will do an unpacking in front of your very eyes, and we'll see what we've got. So I've got quite a lot of Discog orders. Yes, it is from the US. Yes, I forgot about this one. Ordered this quite some time ago. Stefan Neville and Greg Malcolm's new album, A Nuisance. This is a couple of New Zealanders. Pretty lo-fi, obscure sort of stuff. On Feeding Tube Records. So I didn't buy this directly from Feeding Tube. I bought it from someone called Merchabar. Yeah, postage was still quite high, but it still worked out for, I think, under $50 for the record, because the record itself was pretty cheap. I've heard a track off this one, Chris's last record show, podcast, Chris Walker, Counting the Beat. So, interesting. It's a bunch of covers versions of songs that they really like, and they just sat around and did some pretty weird stuff. There's a Joe Meeks song, Rocky Mountain Side, Sonny Bono, The Beat Goes On. I thought that Boots were on here. Boots are made for walking. I don't actually see that listed here. Where is it? That's interesting. That's the one. That was a song that I thought Chris played off this. I don't know. Wait till I listen to it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so that's been over a month since I ordered that. So yeah, that's cool. Right, and then this one, another package just turned up. And I'll probably have a couple more packages arrive this week, because I have got about 6 or 7 packages in the mail because of this big fat tax refund that I got this year, and I have not been very good at disciplining myself to not go shopping on Discogs, and I have spent a considerably far too much money than I was really intending to, but I've picked up some fantastically good records. At least this is well packaged. So this one's probably out of Europe somewhere. What have they done here? Let's see if I can slide these out. Here we go. What have we got here? Is that all of them? So I think it said there were 3 records in here, so let's see what we have got. Well, they're all in a... This looks like some more compilations, which I did have some... Oh, what? I didn't know I bought that. Positive Vibrations. Shit. I just bought this off a local seller. I didn't even realise I bought that. Oh, I hope he hasn't sent it yet. I've already paid him. Ah, that's interesting. Positive vibration. I better have a look at that. So yeah, 3 Freak the Sheep compilation New Zealand music from the 80s. Is that on Flying Nun? Freak the Sheep. That's 2. Okay, excellent. And the last one, Weird Culture, Weird Customs. These are pretty well known. Student Radio. Needs a bit of a glue up. Yeah, this is a student radio release. Actually, yeah, like that Spins and Needles I did. Oh, wicked. Weird Culture, Weird Custom. I better check my sales. I don't think they've sent me. I don't remember ordering that Positive Vibration. But a seller just sold it to me locally, and I just bloody didn't even realise I'd already bought it. So 3 more compilations. Sorry, I'm a bit that threw me out a wee bit. That did. From the 80s. Yeah, these are out of like Germany, I think. So it's just amazing how many obscure New Zealand records that we can pick up off Discogs from Europe, especially, and Germany. Yeah, Freak the Sheep. So I remember hearing about these many years ago and didn't really own them, but Hallelujah Picassos, they're pretty cool. A lot of the names on this, the Melchicks I'm familiar with, but yeah, a lot of the names aren't that familiar. So yeah, wow, awesome. So yeah, 3 compilations. Now I better get on Discogs and find out if they've sent me the right one, or I've ordered something wrong, or I've cocked up big time. Ha! See, too many records getting bought. So yeah, there was an unboxing, live unboxing for you guys. It's the first time I've ever done that, and I suppose I should go back to bloody work now. What a bummer. Anyway, really enjoying this John Nyland. It's such a good little rail. I mean, it's not avant-garde or anything like that, but it is a beautiful record. So really impressed. Right, happy hunting, and see you again next time.